All right. Yes, thank you, ladies, for that refreshments you provide every evening, and the dinner we get every Saturday evening, wasn't it? All right, the 144,000. We won't spend too long on this. 144,000 Israelites, remember? And they must have God's stamp on their forehead. Now, you'll notice it's only part of Israel, right? 144,000. So it's not all of Israel. That's what it's telling us. In other words, it's saying this is code for remnant. It's a part of Israel. Meaning a part of what? Not all Christians. Because who's Israel? Anybody, Jew and non-Jew, who accepts Jesus Christ, Paul told us. If you're in Christ, then you're Abraham's seed and heirs according... That's why he said there's neither Jew nor Gentile, bond nor free, male nor female. We're all one. In meaning, there's no barriers. Jesus accepts us all, and we're all part of Israel if we have Jesus. So this is a remnant of Christians, because not all Christians are going to be saved. Is that true? Yes, Jesus said so. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord. Not everybody's a true Christian who claims to be a Christian. People can start, but they don't finish, and we've got to finish. So this is code for remnant. Only 144,000. That sounds a pretty small number, doesn't it? What chance have I got when there's 7 billion of us on the planet at the moment? Well, let's understand that. Now, some of the keys that are very interesting to Revelation, this will help you in your own study of the book. You will notice that John does something very interesting very often. He says, I heard something, and then the explanation is in the seeing. So he hears, and when he looks, it's the explanation of what he hears. All right? So this is a very important... It was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, the Sabbath day, in other words, and I heard behind me a loud voice. Now notice what happened. And having turned, when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands, and in the midst of the 7 lampstands was one like who? The Son of Man. So I heard this voice like of a trumpet. When I turned, I saw Jesus. The voice of the trumpet was the voice of Jesus, in other words. Okay? All right, let's try another one. This is Revelation 5. One of the elders said to me, so I heard something, because he said something. Do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the scroll and to loose the 7 seals. And I looked. So he heard about a Lion of the tribe of Judah. And then when he looked, he saw something. In other words, what did he see? In the midst of the throne and of the 4 living creatures, and in the midst of the Lamb, older stood a lamb as though it had been slain. So what's he saying? I heard about a lion, but when I looked, I saw a lamb. I saw Jesus, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, who died for us, in other words. All right? So the seeing is the explanation for the hearing. Now let's come to the 144,000. John heard how many were sealed. Let's read it. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. That's verse 4. Now, and there's a little bit more about the hearing and so on. And then he sees them next in heaven. And you'll notice something interesting. By the way, remember when we started this business of the 144,000, John saw Jesus coming, and there was that question. What was the question? Who can stand before the throne of God and the Lamb? That's the end of chapter 6, the last verse. And then chapter 7, it just goes, keep going on. It's the explanation for that. And he sees the angels pushing back the winds of strife, and this is when he hears the number who are sealed. Okay? Then he looks and sees them in heaven. After this, after I heard about the number, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count. Wow, that's interesting. From every nation, every tribe, every people, every language. You can see this is more than Jewish people by blood. This is Jews and Gentiles who have accepted Jesus, of course. What were they doing? Standing before the throne and before the Lamb. In other words, who can stand? Now he sees who's standing, and it's the great multitude. And this is the explanation of the hearing of the 144,000. These are they who have come out of the great tribulation. That's the end time plagues, because it says the sun won't light on them anymore, they have no heat, and so on. And have washed their robes, and they've made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So what we're seeing is this. The 144,000 are actually a countless multitude number of Christ's followers. That's what they are. That's what it is. Jews and non-Jews. A great multitude that no one could count from. Every nation, every tribe, every people, every language. 144,000. A countless multitude. There's plenty of room for you. Now, that's the good news, you see. So don't think it's just, oh man, I was 144,001 and I miss out. God's not like that. God's telling us, no, this is a symbol. Is the lamb a real lamb? No, it stands for Jesus. Is Israel just Israelites of the flesh? No, Israel is those who accept Jesus, and so on. All right, let's go back now. Heath will get into the last.